Alright guys, this is a video about the psychosis. Alright. Um, it's not something I like to talk about because I've talked to, many doctors about it and many other people about it. It's not something I like to share a lot, but hey, if it helps somebody, great. Um, so basically, what went down with me, is, uh, you know, I started, my anxiety first, uh, started feeding paranoia because the people I was hanging around, you know. And then that paranoia got worse and worse, and then uh, it started my psychosis, you know. I started, seeing things that weren't real. Started seeing people that weren't real. I started, going really berserk and taking uh, clear fishing line. I was running through bushes at night and through the house and tying it to different things. So if you walk through the house, it would knock stuff off shelves so I could hear it. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. It was crazy. I was putting beer cans, beer bottles on doorknobs, just to, for my own sanity. Well, I thought it was sanity. So I'd know if somebody was coming in on me. Um, I took black spray paint, man. I spray painted all the windows black. I mean, so nobody could see in. So for me, that was a security type deal, you know. Um, but I mean, between the medications and realizing, standing out in the rain in the middle of the day on a ladder, wiring up, cameras, talking to guys that weren't really there, making me stop wiring up the cameras because I thought somebody was like, okay, they saw me with what I'm doing, so I need to, move my cameras, and that nobody was even there, you know. Um, that sucks, That's tough to live with, man. It's especially when your family members are, your wife, your child wakes up and sees, strings tied to everything run through the house. You know, you, what do you say to that? So I don't like talking about this, and the only reason I am is I hope in some form or fashion that it can help somebody else. Um, Medication wise, I mean, like, they have me on, or had me on Seroquel, what I mean, Xanax, Clonopin, Remeron, Ambien for sleep, just all kind of stuff, man, all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's no point in going into all the meds because, I mean, if you're living this type life, you're already gonna know what you can and can't do. Um, I, I I choose to, and I have chosen to, you know, put a lot of this behind me. And I ask people that are around me. I ask my wife. I ask, my other family members. Like, you know, do you see that? Did you hear that? Like in a kind of a way to where I don't seem like a total freak, but they also know what's going on with me, so they're okay with it, and they'll tell me, and it helps me, and that makes it better. I go to the gym, I mean, I'll tell you this, the reason I started going back to the gym was because I needed an outlet for my frustration, um, and not only that, but um, when you're in that state of mind of psychosis, your anxiety, your paranoia, everything um, keeps you in fight or flight. So, and most of you guys probably heard about this, maybe you haven't, but it floods your body with cortisol and adrenaline. So that's where insomnia comes in. I didn't sleep for 3-4 days straight. I mean, all the time. So that only feeds the monster, right? That only makes your paranoia worse. That only makes your anxiety worse. You can't sleep, man, you're going to be tripping anyway. So you got to figure that out. I mean, I still haven't figured it out. I'm still, I mean, they have me on meds, man, that should knock out a horse, and I still sleep 2-3 hours a night. Which I mean, you can probably see all this crap under my eyes. I mean, until I haven't hardly slept at all, man. But that's beside the point. This is reality for me. You know, and I hope I'm not repeating myself. I'm trying not to, but so many things are going on with me that, you know, and I'll get into that in later videos. But right now, I'm just trying to focus on the psychosis part as much as I possibly can. I hope I'm focused on that. If I haven't, I apologize. But my memory is like Swiss cheese right now, man. It's between the meds and the issues. It's very difficult to you know to keep a steady thought process. But if you're living with this stuff, it's not like there's no way out. I mean, you know, like I said, I was in the rain wiring up cameras, you know, talking to 5 guys, and I could tell you exactly what they were wearing. And none of them said anything, and I was like, oh, I need to move this camera because these guys know where it's at, and this, that, and other, and nobody was ever there. You know, they weren't there. You know, and this was years ago, and I'm still, you know, I still see things that, you know, I sometimes choose not to even say anything about, because I don't want people to, you know, think I'm sliding backwards or that I'm untrustworthy or whatever. But, you know, I understand better after, you know, seeing, you know, I go to psychologists, psychiatrists, you know, I'm not ashamed to admit it. I mean, and I have to take tons of medications, you know. Maybe you do too. Maybe you don't. I mean, there's so many different levels to this situation, you know. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not trying to say, you know, oh, do this, take this, don't do that, don't do this, whatever. I'm just telling you my story in hopes that it can help one of you, you know, anyway. I mean, if you have a suggestion, if there's something you want to know specifically about, and like I said, I'm gonna go into more videos. It's not just psychosis, man. I got ADHD, ADD, PTSD. I mean, severe anxiety. Just I can't list it all, and then there's a list of medications I could list it. But we can go into all that later on. So if there's something you want to actually touch base on specifically, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to tell you anything. I mean, am I ashamed of the stuff in the past and the people I hung out with and the things that happened and what caused me the way I am now? Of course. I mean, I hate it, but I did it. So this is the position I'm in now. I choose to now focus on my health, working out, taking my frustrations out on weights, you know, and go that route. That's what I've chosen to do. Not everybody has that resolve. Not everybody wants that route. Not everybody needs that route. So, you know, I'm just giving you my story, my take on what I've gone through, and this is just a drop in the bucket to what years and years and years of this stuff has done to me. I mean, it's taken its toll so bad on me physically and mentally. I mean, I've it made, you know, you stay in fight or flight for so long, your body, no matter what you do, you gain weight. You know, I was like 170 pounds and I went up like 260, right? You know, and couldn't breathe. Had to have a CPAP machine just to keep me alive at night. They said I was only breathing like every 3 minutes, you know, or something. Um, and I'd had enough. I'd had enough. So, you know, I started hitting the gym and going back out, and I done lost like 63 pounds. You know, I'm starting to get, you know, my muscle tone back. I mean, I've lost a ton of fat, almost all of it. Um, and it's, you know, I'm not done. I gotta keep going. I can't stop. If I stop, it's gonna come straight back. And that's the reality of it, because I cannot get myself out of fight or flight. I just can't. You know, I'm stuck there, and my adrenal glands are gonna be, they're gonna be screwed. You know, and that's gonna cause me more problems down the road. I know this. Um, you know, so I'm just trying to put this out there to help anybody I can, you know, while I still can, you know. And like I said, you know, I'm gonna go into other stuff that's less crazy, uh, the anxiety part, and you know, the ADHD stuff, and this, that, and other. If it, you know, if it's something you guys want to hear, like I said, specifically, let me know. Um, I hope in some way that this made sense. In my mind, it did, but it doesn't. It doesn't come out all the time the same way I want it to come out. So, if you guys want to see something different or want to hear a little bit more on the same subject, that's fine too. I don't mind. I don't mind. Just, you know, post a comment. Let me know, and you know, I'll go through it. I have no problems with that. You know, hey, you guys might help me. You know, let me know. You know what I mean? I'm open to suggestions completely. All right. So, all that being said, then I'm gonna end the video here. I hope this helped in some sort of way, for both our sakes. So, you guys have a great afternoon, and we'll talk soon.